gonna do this anymore. Hi guys, it's Kat. I am really gonna try to get through this video. I've been trying to get it to. I don't want to have to edit and cut out because it just takes too much time, and not that you guys aren't worth it, it's just that I don't have a lot of time and I want to get it done. And you guys don't need to be watching 10-15 minute videos. I just don't think it's fair. So what I've decided to do to avoid well, just to make it easier for some of you, I'm going to put my weigh-in or my update up front, and then if you have time and you want to watch the rest of my video, then please do. But if you don't, and that's all the time you had, then I appreciate you watching that much, and that's it. So I actually have a weigh-in update for you guys for Hot for Halloween 3, and I decided to get a scale. Some extra money came through, so I was able to do that. So I bought a scale. It's not going to calculate a loss or gain every week, but I think I can handle that much math. What it does do though is it shows how much body fat you have, the percentage of body fat on your body. It also gives you how much of your whole body weight is fat, and it calculates how much water is in your system and your bone. I don't know if it's bone mass or bone density or something. I don't know. Something about your bones. So it does that too. So I'm going to insert that here so you guys can see the results. It's a maintain. And I can't seem to break away. I can't seem to get out of that 229, 225 area. So, to get you guys through, or to walk you through what you just saw, the very first number, of course, is how much I weigh, 229.1. The next set of numbers, the very top number, which is 94, I believe, is how much I weigh just in body fat. So I have 94 pounds of fat on me. The next number next to that is the percentage of body fat, which I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. And then the bottom number is that bone mass or bone density that I was talking about, which is the only thing that's actually on target. It's really sad. Next to the numbers on the very top is my BMI, which is horrible, and then the bottom number is the amount of water, I guess, in my system, which isn't enough either. So that's my weigh-in. I am reassessing my goals for this challenge because there is no possible, well, there is a possible way if I kill myself. I don't think it's possible for me to reach 30 pounds lost in a month and a half. Now 2.5 months, that was more logical or realistic, not logical. But so I'm reassessing. That is the maximum goal. If I can reach that, great. But the minimum goal is 10 to 15 pounds, no less. No less than 10. If it's more than 15, great, but 10 to 15. So that's it. That's my update for that. Last week was not good. I was feeling like I was getting sick. I was emo. I was tired. If you want to hear more about it, please continue to watch. If you don't want to hear about my emo, sicky, tired week, then please go ahead and stop watching now and have a great week. Okay, so for those of you who decided to come through my emo week or to hear about it, thank you for staying. And let me get to it. It was bad. I'm not giving myself excuses. The tiredness and the feeling sick is the only thing I can use of why I didn't work out. The eating was bad because it just was bad. And it wasn't emotional eating, believe it or not. It was just things were put in front of me and it was there, and so I ate it. And I didn't have anything else, so it was lack of planning, which is I'm terrible at. The emotional part of last week probably contributed a little bit to the feeling tired. And I'll explain to you why I was feeling emo. To start with, though, I need to clarify something which has something to do with why I was emo. The gentleman that I have mentioned in a past video, Steven, a few of you guys made a comment that I'm very, very lucky to have a guy like that in my life. And I agree with you completely. I am very, very blessed and very grateful that I have him in my life. What I need to clarify, though, is that he is not a romantic our relationship isn't a romantic one. It's not a future relationship in that sense. We are very close. We have love for each other. We're like best friends. But he's more like a teacher, a trainer, a guide, someone like that. He inspires me to do better. I know this all sounds like somebody that you would be in love with, but it's a completely different situation than that. He is very important to me in my life. Very important to me. And so what happened last week upset me because of how important he is to me. There is another person in our circle, and she decided that she no longer wanted to be a part of the circle. And I kind of felt it coming, and that's fine, but it was the way it was done. I would have hoped that we were close enough to where she could have come to me and told me that she had made the decision and that this was going to happen, and given me some sort of warning. And I also wished that she would have waited until Steven came back. Steven has to be away at times. It's out of his control. It's not what he chooses to do, but it's life. We all have to be away. We can't always be there every second, every day, and I understand that. So I was hurt because her decision to come out of the circle left me kind of alone. I usually had her to go to when he was away, and we would talk about things and whatever, and I didn't know when he was coming back. We just, he doesn't have a set time because, again, this is out of his control. So it's out of his control when he comes back. So that was what kind of that was what caused all the emo-ness. And I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. Just add it to the book of catisms. Anyway, so that was why I was emotional, and I wanted to clarify that my relationship with Steven, with you guys, so that in the future when you hear me talk about him, you guys don't relate him to a future boyfriend or anything like that. So with all that said, last week was very emotional. I cried a few nights myself to sleep, and it wasn't good. I needed to hear from him. I needed him to know what was going on. I needed to know that him and I were okay, that this wasn't going to affect, his and our friendship and our connection and things like that. And so on Sunday, which was the one day I really wished I had heard from him, was my birthday. And I had a car vlog all set up Sunday morning because I was, on my way to work, and I thought, this would be a good idea, do something different. I'm not in my room. And then I'll do the latter part of my video like this so you guys can see me in the shirt and all that jazz. So I couldn't get that video off my phone for a really stupid reason. I left the cord at the office and I didn't go into the office today. So maybe next week I'll do something like that. But I did a shout out to my niece. It was her birthday on Sunday as well. And I'm just so happy that she was born on my birthday. She's such a great girl. God, she's not even a little girl anymore. She's an adult, living in LA, doing her thing. She's so awesome. Anyway, so happy birthday again, Rianne. I meant to do that. Anyway, I did wish her a happy birthday, and I'm really glad that we're back in touch. We've spent some years apart, but we're back in touch, and I'm very grateful, very blessed. So, with that said, so Sunday was my birthday, and I didn't do anything majorly exciting. Worked, went out to dinner, and then came home and just hung out on my computer. Woohoo! I'm a big partier there. So yesterday was my one day off, and I spent it in the ER with my roommate because he was really, really sick. And so we took care of him, and then we went to the grocery store so I could get the things I needed to have a better week. And then came home and just wasn't up to working out again. I was starting to feel sick again. I just felt horrible. So I worked on some stuff, and then I came on my computer and I was just about to do my journal when he surprised me and popped up Stephen. I was so happy. I was so happy to see him, and I was crying and smiling all at the same time, and he has a tendency to do that. Anyway, but we talked and everything's good, and I told him what had happened, and it was hard. And then I said something, I made a comment that scared him, and he thought that I didn't want to be a part of, you know, a part of the circle or whatever. It's not a circle anymore because there's only two of us, but I made a comment that made him feel like I didn't want to be around him anymore or whatever, and I said, no, that's far from the truth. And it was nice. It was a nice chat, and he's going to try to connect again later this week, but I understand that if he can't, then he can't, but it was just really, really nice. And after the initial talk about stuff, it was just, I know I've said this before, he has this tendency to where it's hard for me not to smile around him. So that was my birthday. One of my birthday wishes was that I heard from him, so I did get that birthday wish. So I was very happy. And so that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Today I worked out. I got my workout in that I should have done yesterday on top of some cardio, so I pretty much condensed 2 days into one, and then the rest of the week will be the normal workouts. I'm hoping, because I'm feeling icky again, and it's not an emotional icky, it's not a tired icky, it's just, my roommate was really sick, so I'm hoping that I need to go, down some vitamin C or something so I don't get sick, because I can't afford it. Cannot do it. So, I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much, and I know I talk about, I talk about things that, it's important to me, though. It was important to me to clarify about Stephen. It's important to me to express why my week was the way it was, and, I don't go into major details, or anything like that, and I don't expect you guys to either, You may say you had a bad week and whatever, and we don't need to, it's none of our business how in detail you guys get, I don't know. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm going to go for this week. I hope everyone has a great week. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys all next week, hopefully with a lower number. No, with a lower number. Bye.